Just as accessories enhance an outfit, these key definitions will enhance your understanding of management. Markup percent, the difference between retail price and cost. This difference is expressed as a percentage of the retail price. Revenue, the income that a business receives from the sales of its goods and services. Profit, the positive difference between revenue and cost. Weeks of supply, a method of planning inventory that tells the buyer how many weeks the inventory on hand will last based on current sales demand. Simply divide the amount of inventory on hand by the average weekly sales.
Hi, I'm Dasha Mishina. I graduated in 2010 with a major in fashion merchandising, and I was also a math tutor for a couple of years. And I currently work at Victoria's Secret Direct as an assistant merchant. My current role is to assist the director to build a compelling assortment 6 times a year, as well as become the expert in that assortment to ensure correct execution and production, and build a compelling presentation on the website and in the catalog. So one of the main responsibilities of a merchant is to analyze sales. In my current position, I create sales reports every Monday in which I look at net sales, planned sales, as well as the variance or the difference between those planned and net sales. So any given Monday, I look at my total Glamour Sleepwear assortment as a whole and determine our top selling styles. So I noticed that the majority of my top performers are satin, so I want to dig deeper into my total satin assortment. I then create a report in which I give to my boss, who communicates those figures to our VP of Merchandising and our CEO. They then can use those results to make critical business decisions in season or for future seasons. So we can decide that we want to expand our satin assortment because of the success it's doing currently. However, if it's not successful, then we can decide for future seasons that we want to decrease the amount of styles we have in satin. So one important marketing tool of Victoria's Secret Direct is the catalog. As merchants, our role is to determine which products appear in the catalog as well as where. So one financial tool that we use to determine which products will appear in the catalog is something called square inching. Square inching is the comparison between the amount that that product takes up on the page and its total revenue. This then determines the profitability and the productivity of that item, so we can determine if we would like to continue to use it in the catalog or take it out. For instance, our satin PJ takes up half of a page. Square inching will help me determine how profitable and productive the satin PJ is in relation to the other items on that page, as well as items in the entire catalog. For future catalogs, we can then determine if we want to give the satin PJ more space, less space if it's not as productive, or the same amount of space.
Dasha can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk and make the right decision? As a buyer or a merchant, the first thing you do on Mondays is look at last week's sales and analyze your business. Imagine you're a sleepwear merchant like Dasha. Here were your top sellers from last week: a satin pajama set, a flannel polka dot pajama set, a cotton sleep shirt, and a satin robe. This table shows the retail price, the cost of each item, and the number of units sold. You'll use this information to answer the next questions. Calculate the markup percent for each item. Based on these percentages, which item do you expect to be the most profitable? How can you tell? Which item brought in the most revenue? Which item was the most profitable? If you want the flannel pajama set to achieve the same level of profitability as the satin pajama set, how many more units of flannel pajamas must be sold? You started last week with 11,250 units of cotton sleep shirts. If your average weekly sales have been 2,000 sleep shirts, how many weeks of supply do you have remaining?